send this mobile app alert. I'll jump on the wall and we'll talk about who did and mostly who did not get rain, where the cold front is, and how much colder we're actually going to be tomorrow. So, here we go. Good Saturday afternoon, happy weekend. Facebook, if you're on 6 Plus, if you're on our website, wherever you're joining in from, I hope you are having a nice day. It woke up super humid today. I stepped outside and was a little surprised about how humid it felt. It felt a little bit warmer. There was more clouds hanging out, and it was like, okay, when's the cold front gonna get here? Still not here. It is 5:12. Got super warm this afternoon. Few lucky folks did see rainfall. I'll let you know exactly who and get to radar here in a second. Waco actually hit 93. Pretty cold front this afternoon. You could see partly to mostly cloudy skies. At least we've had some cloud cover. It's been a little bit breezy at times. But this kind of tells a story across Texas for today. A little bit of a bust for our neck of the woods. Now, North Texas got nailed with thunderstorms for several hours. If you're a Baylor fan, you were watching the rain delay because of lightning. They had thunderstorm activity up in Fort Worth. And that is where the bulk of the rainfall was basically Hill County and then pointing north towards DFW and then going east of there is where there was a couple of severe warnings, things of that nature. But even in areas that actually got nailed with the thunder, northwest Hill County, a quarter of an inch, and they have the highest total across central Texas, our county. At Texas, you can see Bryan got a trace, Corsicana got a trace. So this morning is when this activity did occur to the east of I-35, and then Hill County was basically at the southern end of the line of thunderstorms that went through pre-cold front. Where is the cold front? Still outside of our viewing area right now. You can see the wind starting to shift in the big country near Abilene right now. It's only 76 degrees up in Amarillo, middle 80s where the front has been moving through. But yeah, it's 90 in Waco right now, 92 in San Antonio, so obviously quite warm. But all this is about to change. We are 90 across the board right now, 85 Hillsboro, but everyone else 90, even 93, yikes, over in Hearn, and humid in the Brazos Valley right now. We are going to wake up much different for Sunday. We're going to have a little taste of fall, so I'm excited to tell you about this. So who is getting rainfall? Obviously, we're not here in Central Texas, and that chance is gone now. It is gone. Why? I think for the most part, they are probably going to drop that off here in the next hour or so, and all the heavy thunderstorm activity is headed off towards Arkansas, central and northern Louisiana, so out of Texas, but East Texas still getting some non-severe warned thunderstorm activity. Dallas, good to go now. I know a couple of folks that were at the state fair today just ran inside, ran right back out. This did not, obviously, most of us here in Central Texas didn't get. It's gone. These storms quickly did clear out with the cold front on the way. So even I-45 corridor valley right now. Overnight low. So let's talk about what's next. I mentioned a taste of fall. Cold front is sweeping through. Winds are going to shift out of the north late tonight. For a lot of us, when we're already asleep, we're going to wake up in the upper 50s, approaching 60 tomorrow morning. If you're headed to church, something like that. Maybe you want a light sweater because it is going to feel significantly cooler for a couple of reasons. One being it won't be humid. Two being it is going to be clear skies. Also, winds are going to be gusting up to 20-25 miles an hour, and then straight up the temperatures are going to be lower. So lots of things are going to make it feel like actual fall. We haven't had that very much. This month of October has been so warm and dry in general. So upper 50s, lower 60s, winds out of the north, very dry air in place, and boom. I just want to pause here for a second because this is tomorrow, Sunday's high temperatures. We have not had any days in October that were like this, where we topped out at like 78 degrees, but barely hitting 80 at the most Sunday afternoon. Going to be so nice with sunny skies out there. A couple of 20-25 mile an hour gusts. You definitely don't want to be burning brush the next couple of days, by the way. So rest of the evening, rain chance gone. If you didn't get it, and most of us didn't, you're not going to. But there are other things to talk about in the extended forecast. More cold fronts on the way, and also a pretty decent shot for rain in the 7-day forecast. Again, we wake up in the 50s near 60. We're only going to be about 78 degrees Sunday afternoon for our high temperature. And again, it's going to be a little bit windy out there. Monday, winds back out of the south, super warm, return of summer. It's going to be like 90 degrees Monday afternoon before our next front gets here Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning, shift daily. I want to mention, if you're like me this time of year and get allergies, you're not going to be happy with this, because when the winds are shifting every 24 hours and shaking things up, it can kind of make your allergies get kind of rowdy, and likely mine are about to. But anyway, Tuesday morning, next cold front is here. It's a pretty weak one. Doesn't come with a good chance for rain. It is going to keep our temperatures at bay, though. Even though my 7-day forecast, we're going to have a lot of middle 80s or so closer to the norms. Tuesday, we clear out, and we're going to have a couple of breezy days starting Sunday into Monday and Tuesday. So overall, let's go through the back half of the 7-day forecast. I mentioned again, and if you just tuned in, welcome. Hope you're having a good weekend. It was warm and muggy today. Cold front on the way. It's going to be a little bit windy on Sunday at times, but beautiful temperature. Monday, super warm, return of summer, 90 degrees that afternoon. Yuck. And then Tuesday, the next cold front is here. Tuesday, great majority of us do not see rainfall. It looks like maybe a couple of showers. For the most part, that's going to be a pretty weak front. Our next decent shot for precipitation Saturday, and right now it looks like about 30%. That may end up going up. It is also, we are going to keep temperatures at bay slightly. We're not going to have any cold air in place, but we're going to have cooler air in place than what we've been seeing. So it's a good signal that we're starting to see fall-like conditions finally. We do have this rain chance. Yes, it could affect Friday night lights, so let's pay attention to that as we head on into the next few days. It is still the back half of the 7-day, so things can change, but right now that's looking like our better chance for rain over the next week. Again, just to recap this whole day, the cold front is across North Texas right now and headed in our direction. Winds will be out of the north. It will be much drier on Sunday. We're only going to see high temperatures in the upper 70s or 80. Monday, return of summer before our next front gets here Tuesday. I also want to mention this right here. There's some areas that might get a frost in the Panhandle on Monday. Their average first freeze is Halloween in Lubbock and Amarillo. For us, it's typically like mid-November. We haven't had anything close to that, obviously, but you're definitely going to want a light jacket at 52 degrees, so we haven't had any mornings that cool. Other than that, lots of middle 50s, near 60 for lows, so getting closer to those norms. Average high temperature for Waco this time of year is about 80, so we're still running a little bit above the average, even with these weak cold fronts we're seeing. But at least we're starting to see cold fronts. There's our best chances for rain, unfortunately, when a lot of people are probably going to be outside Friday. But we'll see if that chance goes up a little bit. Right now, it's looking pretty hopeful, and yeah, we're getting close to the time change as well. I want to say we're only about 2 weeks. Next weekend will be 2 weeks from time change. So sun's going to be going down earlier and earlier. We lose 10 more minutes of daylight over the next 7 days. So fall is finally arriving. If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of this, what's about to be a much cooler weekend.